Hello, my friend. You're listening to the Sort Yourself Out podcast. This week, we're discussing how to rise above fear and connect with your inner source of peace. After a brief discussion, we'll be getting into a practice that allows you to do just that. I'm your host, Janine Hunt, natural health therapist for over 30 years, hypnotherapist, lifelong student, and spiritual seeker. I like to seek out the most effective practices and techniques that provide the greatest bang for my buck and the fastest route to freedom from whatever is holding us back. I can't wait to share with you these powerful techniques so that you too can sort yourself out, know deeper meaning in your life, and best of all, a sense of inner peace. So let's get started. Well, hello there, and thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to get practical, as I'm going to be sharing with you a little exercise that will help you to rise above fear and connect with your inner source of peace. We all need some of that right now. I mean, the world situation as we navigate the coronavirus pandemic is throwing up huge amounts of fear and uncertainty and discouragement and anxiety. It's just weird right now, don't you think? We're all doing what we can to stay safe and sane and keep a lid on the fear and to keep up our morale. And I don't know about you, but I am finding that I'm needing to make an extra effort these days. My usual routine and practices just aren't quite cutting it at the moment. It's like there's this low-level anxiety going on in the background. It's sapping my energy and focus. And all of this fear and worry is irritating to our energy system, effectively lowering our immunity. And that is definitely not what we need right now. We need to stay strong, and we need to cultivate equanimity, and that will help us to be positive and to navigate this world crisis with much more ease. The good news is that this option is always available to us. And today I'm talking about connecting with our inner source of peace, wisdom, love, and joy. I'm talking about consciously connecting with our soul. Because while we may be down here on earth, swimming through this miasma of fear and negativity, the soul is not afraid of the coronavirus. The soul is not worried about food shortages or the economy or afraid of losing your job. The soul is not even afraid of death. In fact, the ageless wisdom tells us that death is actually a time of sublime joy for the soul as it returns to its source and is freed from the constraints and limitations of life in a physical body. The soul wants to strengthen its connection with you here on earth, so it can manifest its qualities through your life, through you and your activity in this incarnation. So you may be thinking, what do you mean to connect with my soul? Am I not already connected with my soul? Well, yes, you are, as your soul has radiated out an energetic fragment of itself to animate your body and to inform your life with its qualities, which will manifest more or less according to your level of evolution. In A Treatise on the Seven Rays, Volume 5, by Alice Bailey, the Tibetan master explains this process. Here's a quotation. The soul anchors itself in the body at 2 points. 1. There is a thread of energy, which we call the life or spirit aspect, anchored in the heart. It uses the bloodstream, as is well known, as its distributing agency. And through the medium of the blood, life energy is carried to every part of the mechanism. This life energy carries the regenerating power and coordinating energy to all the physical organisms and keeps the body whole. 2, there is a thread of energy which we call the consciousness aspect or the faculty of soul knowledge, anchored in the center of the head. It controls that response mechanism which we call the brain, and through its medium, it directs activity and induces awareness throughout the body by means of the nervous system. These two energy factors, which are recognized by the human being as knowledge and life, or as intelligence and living energy, are the two poles of his being. Unquote. Wow. So the ageless wisdom teaches us that while the soul is always sending out its life essence to animate the body, it is busy on its own plane, and other than providing that life essence, it does not really pay much attention to what's going on with us down here in our little lives, in our physical bodies, in the physical world, until we consciously begin to desire to connect with our soul. And that is known as spiritual aspiration. And normally that is when we are stepping onto the spiritual path and we begin reaching up to have greater knowledge of our soul. As we reach up, the waiting soul turns its attention down to us, and thus we begin the long process of becoming a soul-infused personality. Until then, we are what is known in the ageless wisdom as the personality, which is basically our physical body, our emotional aspect, and our mind. As we achieve greater soul contact, we begin to manifest its qualities through our life here on earth. These include the more general soul qualities, such as love, joy, wisdom, inclusiveness, peace, beauty, goodness, and truth, as well as the more individual qualities that the soul has been cultivating across all its incarnations, the skills, talents, gifts, capacities, strengths, and wisdom. When one dies, all of these attainments ascend with the consciousness thread as it is withdrawn from the body and reabsorbed within the greater life. And we then carry these qualities into our subsequent incarnations. I mean, think about it. If we only lived one life, as some religions tell us, what would really be the point? What does a human learn through one incarnation? Like, seriously, why bother? But add up thousands of lives, and the wisdom of all that garnered and hard-won experience, and then we have something that makes much more sense of life. Then we have evolution. Now, nothing is lost in the life of the soul, and according to the ageless wisdom, this is the basis of genius and those child prodigies who can do amazing things at 4 years old. They've been mastering their art throughout past incarnations and are carrying those skills into their current lifetime. Now, that just makes sense, doesn't it? Here's a quotation from Esoteric Psychology, Volume 2, again by Alice Bailey and the Tibetan. The understanding of the significance and technique of genius is one of the tasks of the new psychology. Genius is ever the expression of the soul in some creative activity, thus revealing the world of meaning, of divinity, and hidden beauty, which the phenomenal world usually veils, but will someday indicate in truth. Oh, I love that. In fact, the ageless wisdom teaches that it is the study of genius that will one day prove the fact of the soul. This is an interesting and very forward-looking aspect of the Steiner method of education practiced in the Waldorf school system, created by that amazing man, Rudolf Steiner. Students remain with the same teacher throughout their education, and the teachers watch for indications in the young children of those areas of intelligence and purpose and skills and capacities so that they can guide them into a life activity that builds upon what the soul has been cultivating in past incarnations, and thus help them along the soul's intended journey to fulfill its own unique purpose. Now that is my kind of career counseling, very far removed from what I received in school. Okay, let's get into the practical part of this episode now. You need to be in a situation where you can relax and place your attention fully on what you are doing. So if you're driving or busy doing something as you listen, save this practice till later. So sit somewhere comfortably. Allow your eyes to close gently and take in a deep breath. Hold it for a second, and as you exhale, imagine that any negative energy within you is being expelled with the out-breath. Once again, breathe in deeply, hold it, and as you exhale, let go of any negative energy with the out-breath. Now allow your breathing to resume its normal rhythm. And using your imagination, I want you to see in your mind's eye a vertical line. This line represents a continuum, a polarity, your being on the inner side of life. Imagine at the bottom of the line a circle that represents your physical body. Halfway up the line is another circle, your emotional aspect, your emotional body. And at the top of the line is a third circle, your mind or mental body. These are the vehicles through which you live your life and express yourself here on earth. Now imagine that these three bodies, these aspects of your personality, are sharing energies between them. You may see these as flashes of light passing up and down the vertical line. The pathways between the bodies are open and aligned. Now, using your imagination, extend a line of light upward from the top circle until it reaches another circle larger than the others, glowing and pulsating with light. This is your soul. See this vertical line of light. Physical body, emotional body, mental body, soul, aligned, connected, in communication, a clear channel. And as you continue to breathe naturally, imagine that as you inhale, the higher energies of your soul are flowing down the vertical line, filling your earthly being with its qualities. Breathe out the lower aspects and breathe in the higher aspects. Imagine you are inhaling peace, love, joy, and exhaling negativity. Imagine as you inhale that the light of beauty, goodness, and truth are permeating your being. Every cell, every atom filling with the light of the soul. Peace pouring into your being. Love pouring into your being. Joy pouring into your being. Inclusiveness, wisdom, and serenity informing your life on earth. Breathing in the qualities of the soul. Light pouring in, filling your bodies, chasing away darkness. Light pouring in to your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body. Light pouring in, expanding your vision. The light of the soul illuminating your perception. The light of the soul illuminating your intellect. Light pouring in, illuminating your life. And now, let us shift our attention somewhat. Imagine yourself standing on the top of a mountain, your feet firmly connected to the earth, bathed in the light of the sun, upturned arms extended out before you. Imagine that you are breathing out into the world the beauty, goodness, and truth of the soul. Peace, love, joy, wisdom, flowing out from you, radiating out into your life, your activities, your relationships, all the ways that you express yourself are illuminated by the light of the soul. Radiating out your light, uplifting others with your light, healing the world with your light. Breathing out the light of your soul, illuminating the world, anchoring peace, love, and joy in the world. This is who you truly are. This is who you are. And now, as we bring this visualization to an end, and you shift your body around a little and come back into the room, you know that this is who you are. The light is within you, embodied in your being. This is who you are. So now, take a nice deep breath and slowly open your eyes if you haven't already. So, how was that? Are you feeling nice and calm and peaceful and light right now? I know I am. I really hope you enjoyed that. Use this visualization regularly to really anchor peace and the higher qualities of the soul in your life. Okay, my friend, I am going to wrap this up now and leave you on a high to bring this energy into your day. If you'd like to access even more enlightening practices like this one, why don't you sign up to the waitlist for my upcoming Inner Circle membership, where we'll be focusing on uplifting your well-being on all levels. Go on over to theinspirationcloud.com/membership to get on the waitlist, and I'll keep you in the loop. Take care, my friend. Remember who you are, and thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Thanks so much for listening to the podcast. I really hope you found it helpful and full of uplifting ideas that you can put into practice in your life. And if you have, chances are your friends and family will too. So please share it with them on social media. You'll be helping them to sort themselves out, because I bet you think they need it, right? But seriously, you'll also be doing me a huge favor, and I will be eternally grateful for your generosity. It would also be lovely if you would leave me a review on iTunes, preferably a nice one, please. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast while you're there. If you have any questions or would like me to address a certain topic, I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at info@theinspirationcloud.com. Have a good one, folks. Thanks again, and I'll see you next week.